Didn't see you guys there. I was just minding my own business. But I'm excited to bring you this week's Old School RuneScape weekly recap. And we're gonna start by jumping into some changes to Unranked Group Ironman mode. If you stand alone but would like to stand together, alone together? Players of any Ironman mode, whether it's regular, hardcore, or ultimate, can now ask the Ironman tutor in Lumbridge to become an unranked group Ironman. You can do this by asking him to review your iron status, selecting Unranked Group Ironman under the Group tab, and joining a group just like any other Unranked Group Ironman. If you make these changes, you have 7 days to change your mind. But changes are locked in after those 7 days, so don't lose track of that time. Unranked Group Ironman can proclaim their status to the world through their Unranked Group Ironman armor with the green trim, or their fancy green chat icon. Unranked Group Ironman, by the way. And now I'm going to send you over to myself, who's reporting live at Giants Foundry. Thanks, Jillyfish. I'm here at Giants Foundry, and I'm joined with Kovac. Hi, Kovac. I know you're a man of few words, but please answer a couple of questions for the people of Gillinor. We really enjoy this place, and I hear you're bringing improvements.
Kovac, bring coin to the bank.
Did the listeners catch that one? It seems Kovac has not only regained his knowledge of words and forging swords, but he also miraculously regained his knowledge of financial planning. Kovac has expressed that the listeners will now be able to send coins owed for a commission set directly to the bank. And Kovac, what's this other detail about counting?
Kovac, count that box.
So the amount of swords that our people make will be displayed in their chat. Oh, Kovac, did you have something else to share with us?
Sweet. I got about 52 swords.
Wow, that's great, Kovac. So for our eagle-eyed smiths, the sweet spots to reward you for clicking at the right time are now more evenly distributed throughout the commission, instead of being heavily weighted towards the beginning. So make sure to keep your eyes peeled and your swords sharpened. And that's all for me here at Giants Foundry. Back to HQ. Now, if your mom ever told you that your pet ran away and then you never saw it again, like my hamster in 4th grade, today is that pet's homecoming. With changes to Probita's Pet Reclaim, pets are automatically insured, and players with bank placeholders or collection log entries for pets can reclaim those previously uninsured, furry, scaly, or demonic fellows. Some high fixes were rolled out to prevent bugs that kept pets from not being insured, and to ensure pets are added to the collection log. And I also want to remind you that the 2022 Pride event is ongoing. We hosted a successful Pride March throughout Gillinor to support the LGBTQIA+ community, and you can still paint the roses red, orange, yellow, green, indigo, and violet in this year's event. If you assist Gilbert throughout the event, you'll leave with peak fashionscape in the form of a rainbow flower crown. You may also see some old familiar faces throughout the event. There are a couple of other quick changes bundled in with this week's update. The clan events menu now has multiple bosses in the boss list. This new entry should be at the top of the list and reflect common clan events like bingo a little more accurately. The description of the rainbow flower crown has had its grammar corrected. Once you have defeated Redacted by order of the Varrock Guard in What Lies Below, Purdue can now sell you replacement copies of the beacon ring, even if you haven't completed the rest of the quest. Once a drift nut is full, it no longer makes you click through a confirmation scene before you're able to harvest it. Wilderness loot keys can now be destroyed within the wilderness, provided they contain under 30k of loot. This process takes a few seconds in order to discourage players from destroying loot during combat. A warning was added to taking a Waka canoe into the wilderness. I wonder how many people tried to take a canoe and then realized where it was heading. It's also now slightly easier to talk to the West Bank bankers instead of the wall in Prifddinas. You're still free to speak to the wall at your own leisure if you choose, but a single pride flower near Varrock West Bank has been moved slightly as it was impacting a specific fire-making training method. You may now return to lighting huge lines of fires wholly unregulated inside the populated city of Varrock. Pride flowers no longer block pathing in some areas. The combat achievement button in the collection log is now in the same place no matter the category selected, and a grammar error in the Pride event has been corrected. There are also 2 surveys, one on PvP focused content after the Wilderness boss rework, and the other is about potential future game modes. As always, your feedback is welcomed and appreciated. There was a bug with the Apple Pencil that was supposed to be fixed in this week's update. However, we haven't quite gotten to that just yet, but that should be happening soon. And that's all I've got for you today. Again, I'm Jillyfish, and I'm really happy that I was able to bring you this week's recap. You can check out my info, Jimmy, aka Kovacs info, and Max, my editor's info, down below. And keep an eye out for my friend Zoe up next week. Thank you all so much, and happy scaping!